Thank you. Let us now consider the draft decision contained in document A75/B/conference/1. The delegation of Israel has requested a roll call vote on the adoption of the draft decision contained in the document A75/B/conference/1. I would now like to give the floor to the senior legal officer, Dr. Igle Granziria, to provide some explanations on the procedure to be followed in respect of the vote that has been requested. Dr. Igle, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In accordance with Rule 74 of the Rules of Procedure of the World Health Assembly, the roll call must be taken in the English or French alphabetical order of the names of the members in alternate years. This year, the roll call will be in French. Before the voting begins, delegation will be invited to identify which of their members will cast the vote for the delegation. Once the voting begins, member states entitled to vote will be called one by one to vote. They will be called in the French alphabetical order, starting with the letter that will be drawn by lot by the chair in a few minutes. As is customary, when delegations are called, they should reply yes if they wish to vote in favor of adopting the draft decision contained in document A75/B/conf/1. Delegation should reply no if they wish to vote against the adoption of the draft decision contained in document A75/B/conf/1. And they should declare abstention if they wish to abstain in the vote. When all member states entitled to vote have been called on the first call, a second roll call will follow. Those member states whose votes were not cast on during the first roll call will again be called in the same order. Please note that those delegations that for whatever reason do not cast a vote in the first or second round of the roll call will be recorded as absent. The chair will declare the vote closed and the votes will be counted, after which the chair will announce the results of the vote. In accordance with Rule 75 of the Rules of Procedure of the World Health Assembly, the vote of each member participating in the roll call will be inserted in the record of the meeting. I would like to recall that delegations wishing to make brief statements consisting in explanations of votes will be given an opportunity to do so after the result has been announced by the chair. I should also like to recall that once the beginning of voting has been announced, no one may interrupt the voting except on a point of order in connection with the actual conduct of the vote. I will now kindly ask the chair to draw a letter.
It's the letter V.
Thank you, Chair. The Chair has drawn the letter V. Hence, the first delegation to be called will be Vanuatu. I now read the names of those member states that are not entitled to vote. either because their privileges have been suspended or because they are currently not represented at this session. These countries are Afghanistan, Comoros, Equatorial Guinea, Gambia, Somalia, South Sudan, Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Yemen, Myanmar, and Solomon Islands. The member states just mentioned will therefore not be called upon to vote and are kindly requested not to raise their nameplates.
Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, we now have the result of the vote. I would request you once again to please occupy your places. Thank you. So the following is the result of the vote. Number of members with the right to vote 183. Number of delegations absent 56. Number of abstentions 36. Number of members present and voting 91. Number of votes in favor 77. Number of votes against 14. The decision contained in document A75/B/conference/1 is therefore approved by 77 votes to 14 with 36 abstentions. I will now open the floor for explanations of vote.